Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Ohio Supreme Court recently disciplined 3 attorneys for misconduct. Former Cleveland attorney Anthony Calabrese III was disbarred following his 27 felony convictions for both state and federal crimes, including bribery, theft, and conspiracy. In 2013, he was sentenced to 9 years in prison for his part in a Cuyahoga County corruption scandal. And 2 Cincinnati attorneys were indefinitely suspended in 2 unrelated cases. Gregory Cohen was suspended after he received a felony conviction for giving money to a witness. The defense attorney tried to bribe a prosecution witness in a 2013 murder trial. The witness later went to police. And Sherry Ramelsburg didn't keep proper records and lied about it to investigators. The court suspended her for mismanaging her financial accounts and client records, and because she didn't respond to disciplinary complaints made against her, among other reasons. The 2 Cincinnati attorneys can apply for reinstatement to practice law after at least 2 years.
So I wanted to meet with you today to just discuss where Jake might go from here.
This video scenario highlights the educational coursework being developed by the Supreme Court's Ohio Judicial College to help those who serve as adult guardians with new requirements under rules that took effect on June 1st. The amendments under Rule 66 in the Rules of Superintendents for the Courts of Ohio, approved by the Supreme Court justices, are meant to raise the standards to ensure the best interest of wards is safeguarded.
These are the minimum standards, so the courts can build on this and tailor them to their needs. So I'm grateful that the courts will take a look at these. The probate judges will individually look at them and consult with their staff and figure out how they can make these rules work and enhance these rules for their local jurisdiction.
Among the new rules, courts will adopt local rules to address emergency guardianship procedures and establish a complaint process. There's a mandatory education requirement for a one-time fundamentals course and continuing education annually for all guardians. At the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging, certified master guardian Julia Knack coordinates 120 volunteer guardians in 6 counties.
Operationally, yes, it's causing a few problems here and there. It certainly is going to be challenging for the courts as well. We know that. But the end result, I think, is really better care for the people who need a guardian.
There have been problems within the guardianship system where people have left the individuals out of the decisions that are being made.
Derek Graham, attorney of record for Advocacy and Protective Services, Inc., that provides guardianship to more than 4,000 adults with developmental disabilities.
And the new rule provides an emphasis that guardians have to include the individual. It involves person-centered planning, and it redefines best interest from a standpoint of keeping the individual at the forefront of the decisions that are being made.
Information about the new rules, including education requirements, is available on the Supreme Court's website, sc.ohio.gov.
Americans and Europeans can find common ground on internet privacy, said Cameron Carey on May 27th, as he spoke to about 100 people at the Ohio Supreme Court's Forum on the Law lecture series. The brother of Secretary of State John Kerry, Cameron Carey was General Counsel and Acting Secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce and is involved in the federal government's ongoing efforts to secure data sharing and privacy protection agreements with the European Union and other nations. Kerry remarked that lawyers in Ohio and elsewhere are at the forefront of protecting citizens' rights so they can go online without fear of security and privacy breaches.
In the privacy world, we speak about being good stewards of data. That stewardship, that notion of the good steward, the notion of being a faithful fiduciary, encompasses acting for the benefit of the person whose information it is.
European countries in general, Kerry said, have specific laws regarding privacy and consider violations of privacy a crime.
There is a perception that the United States does not care about privacy. We have a body of laws and that form a strong mosaic of privacy.
While the United States does not have a single federal law protecting privacy, principles of the U.S. Constitution collectively protect privacy. Kerry said Americans should be proud of what the nation does to protect privacy of its citizens and commitments to notifying consumers of data breaches. That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.